Are you a sports fan at all?
I watch football, NASCAR. That's if I'm watching something, it'd pretty much be those.
Okay. I didn't know if I'm going to guess you're a Skins fan if you're.
Yep.
Or what are they now?
What are they now? They
Commanders.
Commanders. Yeah.
I'm a big baseball fan, and when I was a kid, growing up in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, on a ranch, we had one of those big giant satellite dishes that you don't see anymore.
Yeah.
And I got Superstation WTBS, and was the Atlanta Braves. And and from a kid, I was watching. They were horrible as a kid. But I've been watching them for since I was a kid.
There's one sport I like. I don't really know why, but only get to see it during the Winter Olympics, and that's curling.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah?
Curling, not curling.
Yeah,
curling.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's not. People think that's an easy sport.
It's not. It is not.
I lived up in Alaska for 4.5 years, and they had a curling arena. And the first mistake I made was thinking it was easy. The second mistake I made was we thought we'd be better if we drank beer while we did. That was an accident waiting to happen. On ice.
On ice.
Sliding alcohol
around,
in you.
Sliding around 45-pound stones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult. It is pretty. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
By the way, I gotta take the only lily pads in the whole lake. We'll go fish those because it'd be wrong not to take it.
That was definitely a bite.
Was that a bite?
Yeah.
Has that got a little spinner on the back?
Yeah, a little blade.
Yeah.
Little blade. It doesn't actually spin, just kind of flashes back and forth. It doesn't have a.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And these cast like a missile.
Oh, I can tell. A lot of people bring their big bass boats in here, and good on them, for paying $7,000-$8,000 some of those big bass boats. I almost did it, Russell, when I could have bought what I wanted to buy, but when I thought about it, I was like, I got all these reservoirs, and there's great fishing in the reservoirs. Just build an electric only boat. And I have not regretted that mistake, or regretted that one bit. But I see these guys come in with these big bass boats, and they just have the front trolling motor, and they can't fish all day.
Yeah.
And I think I've put a couple on video. I pulled them out of the lake because they get out there on a windy day and they drain those batteries.
Yeah.
Because those boats are meant to motor and then kind of troll and hit the big motor. Now, granted, they can do 75, 80 miles an hour, but.
Yeah. Which is scary.
Have you been on one going that fast? Yeah.
Not quite that fast. But it's an exciting ride, that's for sure.
Yeah. I used to have one, and I used to fish all the tournaments and all that fun stuff. But when I ended up retiring from the military and when we settled here, it's like I don't want to drive all over the place to find a lake to fish. I mean, Lake Anna's right here, but it's either that or the Potomac in this area, and Potomac it's a tough fishery. And I really enjoy coming out to these reservoirs. My last, I'd say, 6 or 7 years in the military, I didn't fish at all, because I was in positions that just didn't give me time. And what I did have time to do was golf. And I lived on base, and on Air Force bases, just like Andrews Air Force Base. We got golf courses on base, so I could get off work and walk across the road to the golf course and hit 9, 18 holes. And I got real good at golf. I was a scratch golfer, and I came here, and the first round I played is a course out here. It's called the Gauntlet. And I'm like, oh, it's a tough course. I parred it the first time I went out. Yeah, it's not that tough. So I was like, I'm not going to be a professional golfer. I'm just too old to get into that. So I was like, I'm putting the club down and I'm getting back to my roots, which was fishing.
Usually when people ask me, do I like golf, I joke with them. I say, I tried it one time, but my ball kept falling in that little hole. And then every time I did, they would deduct my score. By the end of the day, I was in negative numbers. I said, I suck at this. Something tapping decided it didn't want it. Feels like a fish is on there. It is a fish.
Another little one. You had one on the whole time.
I'm gonna try to swim G for a while. Okay, all right.
That's a good one. You might want to get that. No, he's not. He's not.
Oh.
Well, he'll hear it like he's doing that. He's hammered that. Yeah, he's a little smaller than the last one. About 10 inches, maybe. 11. Let's go. Coming by the bass.
Oh, something tugged on it. Didn't get it.
I thought earlier you did shoot fireworks. I guess there's probably no fireworks allowed in DC.
Generally, no, but that doesn't seem to stop. I was telling folks, I think some of those guys get a hold of dynamite.
Yeah, when I lived in San Antonio, I lived up on the base I lived on was up on a high point, so you could see way down into the city. And as soon as it got dark on the 4th, it just looked like the whole, it's just all the way across the horizon, just fireworks. On New Year's Eve too.
We had a dog that fireworks would make him real nervous.
Yeah.
And one day we were playing classical music, so we started playing the William Tell Overture. And when the cannons go start going off, even that made him jumpy.
Oh, really?
boom. Poor rascal was just fearful. It's amazing how key the Middle East is to everything that goes on around the world.
It is. Well, now what people are recognizing and it's coming to pass is how vital Ukraine is to this food supply, of the global food supply. And there's a bread basket of most of North Africa and the Middle East gets their grain from Ukraine. Yeah, the Middle East they went from not significant at all in the 60s until when they started figuring out, wait a minute, we have a little bit of power and this black stuff out of the ground called oil.
The nations go nuts over it.
Yes.
Sometimes I joke with people, these gas prices. I say, what country do we have to invade to get these gas prices back down? Then I say, how do I get in on it?
Yeah. I was frustrated with that one.
Good one.
Yep.
All right.
There we go. Another small guy. Actually, he's an 8-incher. But, he's a bass.
Yeah.
Look at that on his, something on his tail there. I don't know what that is. Growth or something. Be a big one one day. This is true post-front conditions. Bluebird sky,
Yeah.
east winds. In the boat. Not decent, but a fish. Or a fish anyway. Wants to be a big one. Maybe 10. 11. We're still catching the smalls. Yeah. Oh, we got one. Got one? Got one. Oh, get him out of there, Russell. Oh, yeah.
All right. Oh, that's the hooks that you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gave him a bit of a nose piercing. Yeah, he was pretty good there. All right, buddy. Thanks for showing up. Well, these are pretty rascals, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Russell, when you retire, are you going to stay in the DC area, or are you thinking about moving in somewhere else?
We'll stay in this area.
Yeah.
Family, church, everything's here.
And do you have kids?
Yep.
Grandkids?
Huh?
Any grandkids?
No. Maybe one day I'll be able to pull my fingers with them.
Yeah, there's something else. I got 5. And we were just out in Colorado Springs last weekend. visiting the two, well, the middle and my youngest. Oh no, it's not my youngest anymore. My son in Maryland just got a 9-month-old up there. But anyway, just good to spend time with the grandkids. If I knew grandkids were so much fun, I'd skip the kids, I think.
Yeah. We was talking about that in the Bible, how Joseph's father was showing favoritism toward him, giving him that coat of many colors.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was saying how he was the son of his old age. But that was saying that's like his being his son and his grandson at the same time. Because when you think about it, grandparents show a type of favoritism toward grandkids. You know?
Yeah.
So Joseph was like his son and his grandson at the same time.
Yeah. But we are human. That's
Yeah.
the thing about it. We all got one.
I think it just bounced off a stick. I think it was a bite because the stick would tug on it. Yeah. It was a bite.
It was a bite. You missed it.
I used to work on diesels years ago.
Yeah.
Back when only pretty much 3 things went wrong with them. either a glow plug relay,
Yeah.
an injection pump,
Uh-huh.
or you needed an engine. It was pretty much all that went wrong with them.
So I grew up on a ranch. We had diesel pickups, and you everything you just said was pretty much it. Glow plugs. That was always the big one. Or something we commonly get with water in the fuel.
Yeah.
But there was a water pump. We had international diesel, Ford
Okay.
F250s with internationals in them. I guess those were mid-80s models. But we put 300,000-400,000 miles on those things.
Yep.
Last week when I was out here, we were about right here on the lake, and about midway out there, the water just exploded.
Oh.
It was bass
Bass.
spawning, or bass chasing shad. Gary was with me. I said, "Let's go." He goes, "I'm hung up." I said, "Break it off."
Yep.
Time we got there, they were done, schooling, but I did catch 2 or 3 out of it before they dropped down deep. He said, "Well, that was your bait." I said, "Okay." That's why I said, "Break it off."
Break it off. You ever watch bass come clean out of the water after dragonflies?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
That is awesome.
I'll tell you, Russell, yesterday, the 5-pound bass I caught, I'm not kidding you, he jumped 3 times higher than his trolling motor. I was afraid he's coming off. I was like yelling every time, "Get out! Get out!" Like a rodeo. I've had big bass jump, but usually they jump once, like roar.
Yeah.
This guy came out of the water 3 times.
Yeah, when they jump like that and you manage to get off, all I can do is go like this.
Yeah, you win.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they got to win. They got to win every once in a while. This one doesn't win.
All right. Well, that's the best one so far.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
He's a 13-incher.
Right.
Maybe 14. Let's see. Right at 14. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Now, when I was a kid, my dad used to get really aggravated with me because I wanted to tow my Zebco 33 like he was throwing his bait caster.
Oh.
And you couldn't control. I don't know if you ever had one of those when you were younger.
Oh, yeah.
You really can't control that. Once you let the thumb off the button,
It's going.
It's going.
It's going.
I was constantly in the trees, constantly hung up. I would vent. Oh, I got him.
Get him.
I missed him. Yeah, but I remember there was many a time I got the boat paddled the back of the
No.
Boy, I told you not to throw there. I tried to tell him, hey, you can watch me on YouTube, Dad. I don't watch that.
Yeah.
What is that?
My mom is my #1 fan.
Is she?
Yeah. And she just found out recently she can that when she goes down to my sister's place, she has YouTube on television. So she can watch my videos on television. She said it's just like watching a movie. Oh yeah.
Come on here, buddy. He's a little fatter.
Yeah, he's a little rascal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Little plump, little fat guy. He's pretty plump. He's right at 13.5 inches. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Keep on going down through here. But people believe that they hear it.
It's like they love conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah. I've heard some wild ones. I mean, some wild ones. I got a brother, it's just, my stepbrother. He goes, you worked for the, when I was in the military, you worked for the government. Isn't this true? No. No. Let me tell you again, no. He goes, how do you know? I'm pretty well, I'm highly cleared. And that ridiculousness someone would say something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of these things that people come up with. My favorite was so I worked at NSA for many years while in the military. Dude, I've heard there's an alien aircraft in the basement. Nope. Are you sure? Yep, I've been over every inch of that basement, and there's not a. And so we had this one office. It was an Air Force office too, and they put just put a piece of paper on their door.
Mm-hmm.
Said the Office of Alien Autopsy. It was a joke, but you know, visitors that do get to come in and visit, see that, you know, and they walk out and go, oh, there's aliens in there. And all that's behind that door is a bunch of computers and desks.
People are so gullible. God.
Maybe she's listening to a seminar in church, and God made a really clear point. If people would take just as much energy believing in conspiracy theories, taking that energy and serving their community and serving God, we'd be a much greater country.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'm the kind of guy, especially after, you know, I grew up in a very small community. I lived on a ranch, you know, and you know, what I seen at school and in church was what the world was to me until I joined the military and traveled the world and met all kinds of different people and I'll say got educated. But what I've learned is most people have well intentioned.
Mm-hmm.
few that are not only don't have the best intentions, they either want to do harm to someone or something, and they've justified that based on some type of misinformation or lie or something they made up.
It takes a while for a kid to understand when there's something at the dinner table that they don't want to eat. Parents will tell you children are starving in other countries.
Yep. Oh yeah, I went to this. I was in Mombasa, Kenya, for about 2 months. This is when I was still flying in the Air Force, and we were flying out of the Mombasa airport. We were fueling the gunships that were supporting the troops over Mogadishu, Somalia in the early 90s. I'm sure you remember that. You probably remember the Black Hawk Down incident.
Yeah.
So one day, again, we kind of took one of the locals that befriended us. He was taking us around, and he's like, "Oh, you don't want to go in that village." I was like, "Why not?" It's not. It's a poor village, poor people, blah blah blah. Like, I want to see it. And I mean, it was poor, and it was, again, if you could just take American children for just one trip, one day, and they see that, they would have a change in heart real quick. All right. Better. How big is he?
That is all.
He hit it like a whale.
Yeah.
Got a 14-incher. Yeah, 14 on the dot. 14 and a quarter, actually. We'll catch them all today. I think all of them came off contact, hadn't they? But for me?
Yep.
Yeah, all of them on contact today.
Take this time.
Today, like I said, under less than quality conditions. It's about 6 or 7 anyway. At least 2, didn't it?
I caught the 2 small ones, then the one on the crankbait.
Yeah. 3.
Then the one on the shaky head.
Oh, you did catch one shaky head. That's right over there. Oh, you caught 4?
Yeah. And the last one from the swim bait a couple of stops back.
Hey everyone, me and Russell from RWA Fishing been out here, what, 5-6 hours today?
Yeah. Yep.
It's been a rough day. We caught some fish. We put about 10 or so in the boat, but it was post-front condition. You know, it was really nice. It was overcast this morning, and I thought maybe it'll last, and it didn't. But, you know, Russell, I want to say thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. We got to do this again for sure.
Yes, definitely.
And hopefully we can catch more than 10 fish. We can probably catch a whole bunch more if the conditions are better.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So thanks everyone for tuning in. Until next time, tight lines and good luck fishing. All right.
And folks, as always, thanks for watching RWA Fishing. God bless you.